Buckshot Roulette. Today we're drawing Buckshot Roulette. Every single day I'm drawing a new drawing, a new fan art for a game. Started on the very first of the year and we will end on the last. Guys, this is a huge milestone for me. Very happy to finally made it through the first month. I think, being able to just prove to myself that I'm able to do a month of this gives me a lot more hope for what's to come and to make it through the rest of the year. But if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I've decided that every time that we finish a month, I am going to make some changes. Whether that be multiple changes or just one, I want to iterate on it while still keeping a sense of unity. Or I don't know if unity is the right word, but consistency, I guess. So what I've decided to do is every month I'll change something. But today we're drawing Buckshot Roulette. Not a game I have played. Joined the rank of many games that I've drawn but not played. I got really into it like when it was just an itch.io game, just watching people play it. I explain this in like every video, but I don't buy games. I have to beat 2 games in order to allow myself to buy a game. So it's like pretty rare that I buy games just straight up. Like a year goes by and I buy probably like 5 games, maybe even less, like 4 games a year. So while this game is cool and interesting, I didn't see much of a reason for me to spend my valuable game slot to buy it. But it's just like this creepy game where you're in like a club and you are like constantly being revived and killed in order to play like a strategic roulette game with this, I don't know, this entity that sits across you. It's just like a mangled face and 2 hands. I think that's kind of just it. For this one, I wanted to mess with a similar, a very unified color palette. I think that I kind of succeeded. I think I might have made the table a little bit too green for what I was going for, but you guys will see that. And then my other goal was just to go crazy with shading. The face is like very heavily shaded with like different colors, and shades and yeah. It's also, I think it's the first game that I've drawn that has a forward facing like a POV with a weapon. Like you are gaming, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, fuck, I was gonna talk about something. Oh, I've been for some reason I got really obsessed with like web fishing, but like I said, I can't buy games, so I got really obsessed with web fishing the last 2 days, and I've just been watching so many fucking videos about it. I've probably seen like over a dozen videos just today about web fishing, and I want it so bad. This always happens where I get like a hyperfixation where I'm like, oh my god, I want this game so bad, but then a month later or like months later, whenever oh god, the UI is fucked. Do I fix that? Okay, good. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that? That was a horror scene for me. I think it happens a couple more times in this drawing and the next drawing, I'm pretty sure. What was I saying? I literally cannot remember. Literally, bro, I cannot remember. Oh yeah, web fishing. So what happens is I get obsessed with a game, and then when I actually get to the point where I can buy a game, I'm not interested in the game anymore, which is sad because it's like I have this passion for this game that I can't play, and I always try to chase, my passions. I think that was like a big pull of why I started the whole like beat two games buy one sort of thing, is because I wasn't passionate about games because I wasn't like beating them. I would play them for a couple minutes and then I'd buy like six more games on a Steam summer sale or whatever. But I don't know. It does feel like wasted passion in a sense. But yeah, I was saying like I chase passions. So I like make rules. This is gonna make like no sense to anybody. I make rules for myself in order to follow passions that I know I have, if that makes sense. So it'll be like an example is like anime. Like I've not been doing this very diligently, especially this last year, but it's like every season of anime I watch at least two of the anime. Like I make myself do that because I like anime. And if I don't do that, I'm probably not going to watch any anime. And I'm also like not afraid, but I don't like the idea of losing the things that make me passionate just because I'm like growing up and like quote unquote like adults are not supposed to be into like said thing. Yeah, I mean I've grown up. I'm like how old am I? 24. I'm 24. And I have like interests that a 24-year-old would have. I think like my most mature interest, I guess wine too. I'm interested in wine and hiking. Like these are like my big boy, I'm a mature adult. These are the things that I can have like conversations about with, other adults sort of situation. And then all my other ones are like, I would say, at least slightly childish. It's sad that I see art as like a childish interest, but I definitely do. It's like art, anime, video games, and I'll also throw music into the more adult category thing. But I dated someone once that was like, that said that they liked that I, held on to those passionate things. And I was like, yeah, obviously. But then I thought about it more. I don't know why that like stuck with me, but I thought about it more and I was like, yeah, I think a lot of people grow up and they assume that life is supposed to be like this hard thing where you have to like suffer through it or be accepted by other adults, shit like that. I don't know. Like to me that sounds miserable. But, you know, whatevs. So I don't know. I kind of just took it as for granted, but post hearing that weird offbeat sort of comment, I definitely prioritized my passions a little bit more. This was a long time ago that this person said this to me. But yeah, I don't know. I think more people should follow those passions. I was in a work meeting the other day. I work at a very big boy company. It's a very boring job, and that's how you know it's like, real adult shit. And one of the guys that like got up and started talking, he was like, it was just like, okay, I'm fumbling the explanation a little bit. But there was a speaker who asked a question to break the ice, and they said, if you didn't work for this company, what would be your dream job? And every single person that spoke after that answered the question. And one guy said, it was really corny and like millennial, but he said like, I'd be a Pokemon master. And I was like, oh wow. But then my boss, who was also in the meeting, like Teams message said like, oh, what level are you in Pokemon Go? And then they had like a little moment and he was like, oh, I don't really play Pokemon Go, but I'm more about the card game, blah, blah, blah. And it made me very happy. It was like adults bonding over, something that makes them happy. I see it in the same way as like, I think sports are kind of stupid, not to the point where I would tell someone like, hey, you shouldn't be into sports. Like that's kind of lame. Um, I'm happy that people have that interest and can bond over that thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that the more childish stuff gets looked over and dismissed a lot easier. Like he ended up after the meeting posting a picture of like his full wall that has like all Pokemon cards, like a bunch of like base set Pokemon cards. And I remember like nobody fucking responded. But one girl was like, you have a very sweet wife or something like that. And I was like, that's so fucked up. It's so fucked up that you can just be like that, such an asshole, especially in like a corporate setting. Cause I feel like something like that. I don't know. I'm hoping they're friends. It wasn't something where I was like offended, but I was just like surprised that just because said interest was not, the most common thing, it was like welcomed to be an asshole about it. Yeah, but I don't know. Okay. I'm going to go back to the web phishing thing. I forgot I was talking about that like forever ago. I started watching this YouTuber. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I'm going to find his name because whenever I talk about YouTubers, I would like to mention them just in case, it ends up getting any sort of attention on them. Because I do think that this guy deserves it. Dangle, Dagnel, Dangel. I don't know. But he makes like Animal Crossing content, web phishing content, and what's that like pixel game? It's kind of like Stardew Valley. And I started watching him because of web phishing, but then I just started watching like a bunch of his other videos, and his newest video is him ranking all of his old videos, like all of his videos, and it was this is always something I think about doing because I love ranking and I love talking about my videos. So just seeing the way that another YouTuber presents this was very cool. It did not feel as forced as I thought it would. Not to the level where I think I could get away with doing something like this, even though I legit would like to. But it was interesting to see his idea of what his content is now and what it's like turned into. Because it made me realize that I don't think whenever I make videos, I feel like I have to force an energy. Like I really have to have like that Mr. Beast sort of level of energy. And the whole video, he was like, bro, why am I forcing this energy? I'm just doing the YouTuber thing. Like, calm down, bro. Just like, and I was like, I'm going to take that to heart, bro. Seriously, I think I try to do like the quote unquote YouTuber thing far too much. Definitely to my detriment. Just, art affects people and is very awesome and important. I don't know if what I'm trying to explain is getting across. Even something as stupid as a tier list video is like artistic and can make you think about your own life. And I really respect that. So shout out to the art that YouTubers are making is basically my point. Another random thing, this was not a purposeful segue, but I just remembered that, oh fuck, I'm out of time. Remember okay, next video, I'm going to talk about the Metro Card TikTok guy, and the way that like it's very artistic, So click to the next video, subscribe, like the video, done. Bang.